Elections, elections, elections. They are the heartbeat of democracy, and for over 80 years, Jamaicans have made their voice heard through the ballot box. Every election, a chance to shape our nation. Let's journey back through time to explore Jamaica's elected political leaders. This is Behind the Ballot, the Political Leaders.
A bird's eye view of Kingston, the capital of Jamaica, a sun-kissed land of hills and plains. Most of the inhabitants are descendants of the slaves that were imported from Africa to work on the plantations. Just 100 years ago, Great Britain abolished slavery. Today, the Jamaican Negro is a happy, enlightened, law-abiding citizen, loyal to his government, of which he is very proud.
Picture 1944 Jamaica, a British colony ruled by a hand-picked governor. There was a legislative council composed of appointed and some elected persons, but it had very limited power. As for voting rights, well, that was only for the wealthy and literate. Then, boom, November 20, 1944. Universal adult suffrage changed everything. Suddenly, over 600,000 Jamaicans, regardless of property, race, or literacy, gained the right to vote, making Jamaica the first majority black country to give the vote to every citizen. The stage was set. December 14, 1944, the first election for this newly empowered people. Amidst this historic moment, two towering figures rose to the occasion. Sir Alexander Bustamante, founder of the Jamaica Labour Party, the JLP, and Norman Washington Manley, leader of the People's National Party, the PNP, emerged not just as politicians, but as visionaries for a new Jamaica. 58% of eligible voters got up to take a chance to fulfill their needs and wants through the power of the ballot. Back then, 32 seats were on the line. 17 seats were needed for a majority. And on the day, the JLP with a landslide victory, securing 22 seats. The PNP left with only 5, and independents claimed the remaining 5. 5 years later, December 20, 1949, the JLP held on to power, but this time by the skin of their teeth, grabbing 17 seats. The PNP hot on their tails with 13 seats, and the independents secured 2. Then came January 12, 1955, a seismic shift as the PNP stormed to power, grabbing 18 seats, JLP with the remaining 14. For the first time since 1944, no independents made the cut, locking Jamaica in a tight two-party system. That triumph crowned Norman Manley as Jamaica's new chief minister. In 1959, the House of Representatives expanded from 32 to 45 seats. On July 28th, the PNP roared back into power, winning 29 seats to the JLP's 16. Norman Manley was then elevated to the title of Premier. April 10, 1962. Jamaica is on the brink of independence. 73% of the electorate came out. The JLP emerged victorious, claiming 26 seats. This pivotal moment marked the end of British colonial rule and the dawn of an era. On August 6, 1962, Sir Alexander Bustamante was sworn in as Jamaica's first Prime Minister. A new chapter was turning. With Sir Alexander Bustamante's health declining, Donald Sangster stepped up as acting party leader and acting Prime Minister. By February 21, 1967, the House expanded to 53 seats, and the JLP clinched victory with 33 seats to the PNP's 20. Tragically, Sangster's tenure was cut short when he passed away on April 11, 1967, just 2 weeks into office. Hugh Shearer, then Deputy Prime Minister, was sworn in as Jamaica's third Prime Minister. Meanwhile, for the PMP, the 1967 election marked Norman Manley's final campaign as he stepped back from politics, paving the way for his son, Michael Manley, to ascend as the new leader of the PMP. After a decade under the JLP rule, the winds of transformation began to stir. Enter Michael Manley with a rallying cry, "Better must come." The PMP galvanized the masses, their message amplified by the pulsating rhythms of the reggae bandwagon. On February 29, 1972, the people spoke decisively. The PMP secured a resounding victory. The PMP's rhythm rolled on into the 1976 general election. On December 15, amid a national state of emergency, Michael Manley again led the charge, winning 47 of 60 seats to Seaga's 13, with voter turnout topping 85%. Thus began the defining era of Manley versus Seaga. The late 70s saw Jamaica facing global and local economic challenges, as well as high social tensions, mainly driven by political polarization. The JLP campaigned on economic recovery and closer ties with the West. The result? A political shakeup. The 60-seat House of Representatives dramatically shifted, with the JLP seizing a commanding 51-9 majority in the October 30th, 1980 elections. This election holds the record for the highest voter turnout to date, with an astonishing 87%. Then came 1983. Controversy. In October, Seaga's popularity surged following the role that Jamaica played in resolving the crisis in Grenada, which was led by U.S. forces. On November 24, the PMP calls for his resignation as finance minister, alleging deception regarding Jamaica's IMF performance. Then, November 25, Seaga drops a bomb, a snap election called 2 years early. The PMP's response? A boycott, charging that the Prime Minister broke his pledge not to call an election before the electoral reform was complete. The election results. JLP candidates gained 54 seats unopposed, while on December 15, the JLP won all 6 seats that were contested against independent candidates, completing a clean sweep of all 60 seats in Parliament. In the February 9, 1989 elections, Michael Manley led the PMP to a crushing victory in his final election, securing 45 of 60 seats with a robust 78% turnout. In March 1992, Manley passed the leadership torch to PJ Patterson. For decades since 1944, Jamaican politics followed a steady rhythm, alternating power between the two major parties, each limited to 2 terms. Then came 1993, Jamaica's political beat shattered. Under Patterson, the PMP achieved what had never been done before: 3 straight election victories: 1993, 1997, and 2002, cementing his place as Jamaica's longest-serving Prime Minister. After 18 years of the PMP rule, the stage was set for the 2007 elections. A dramatic handoff swept through both parties. Edward Seaga passed the JLP's torch to Bruce Golding, while the PMP made history with Portia Simpson Miller becoming its first female leader. On September 3, 2007, in a nail-biting showdown, JLP narrowly ended the PMP's long streak, seizing 32 seats to 28. In 2009, the House expanded from 60 seats to 63. Fast forward to October 2011, Bruce Golding steps down and Andrew Holness becomes Jamaica's youngest Prime Minister. Less than 2 months later, on December 4, Holness shocks the nation by calling a snap election for December 29. On election day, the PMP rose in a sweeping triumph, winning 42 of 63 seats to the JLP's 21. That victory paved the way for history. Portia Simpson Miller, Jamaica's first female prime minister to return to power. The 2016 election, a rematch. Holness versus Simpson Miller in a closely contested matchup. The JLP sealed the victory by the narrowest of margins, 32 seats to the PMP's 31. 4 years later, amidst the unprecedented challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic, Holness returns, this time against a new opponent, Peter Phillips. In the 2020 elections, the JLP roared back, winning 49 of 63 seats. As we approach the upcoming general election, let's reflect on our journey from the historic achievement of universal adult suffrage in 1944 to the present day. This milestone granted every Jamaican citizen the right to vote, regardless of race, gender, or social class, marking a significant step towards true democracy. Now it's our turn to shape the future. Your vote is more than a right. It's your voice, your power, and your responsibility. By casting your ballot, you participate in the democratic process that elects our leaders and determines the path our nation will take. So make your choice count. Let your voice be heard as we continue to build a stronger, more vibrant Jamaica.